Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video. So I didn't really explain or bring up the fact about COVID-19 in my first video back, just because it wasn't really anything to talk about. It wasn't like a really big thing that was happening around in my area at the time. So I am going to bring it up today because it has gone from something very small to something very big now. As you know, everyone and everywhere is on complete lockdown now. Me and Jake aren't really leaving the house at all. We're only leaving the house for essential items, which you're only meant to be leaving your house for anyway. I'm still currently off sick. If I wasn't currently off sick at the moment, I am one of the key workers because I do work within the NHS and I do work in a doctor's surgery. So if I wasn't off sick now, I would be going to work as a key worker. It's really scary. I don't really know what's going to happen. All I know is that, you know, we all need to stay home, save lives, and, you know, keep the NHS, you know, working really hard, but also saving lives. And they're only going to be able to do that is with us staying at home and not spreading this virus around and, you know, letting other people catch it. I'm just hearing of more and more cases every day of whether it's really young children, middle-aged people, or just, you know, there was only a girl the other week who passed away of this coronavirus who was 21 and I'm like 23, so she's only 2 years younger than me, and she had no underlying health issues. And it's just like really scary, and it actually puts it into perspective that, you know, we do need to stay home and we just need to look after ourselves, but also just keeping our mind, by us staying home, we're also looking after each other as well. And I think that's really important. As I said, you're just keeping yourselves at home and you're also protecting other people because you're not spreading this virus, and you're also not going to contract it yourself if you stay at home. So I hope everyone is safe and you are listening to the government and you are remaining at home unless you need to go out and buy essential foods and things like that. So please stay safe, please listen to the government. The only way it's going to get better is if we do follow all the rules. So yeah, I hope everyone is safe and good and happy and healthy at the moment. But moving on with this look today, we're at home, we're in isolation. It doesn't mean you can't put a bit of makeup on your face and, you know, act all glam. So this is a glam up with me in isolation. I haven't done a very full glam look or full coverage look like this in a very long time, and I haven't done a bold eye like this in a very long time, or wore a nude lip, I don't think, for a very long time. In general, I just haven't worn makeup for a very long time at all, and it felt really good to put some makeup on my face and create this look for you. So if you want to get glam with me in isolation, please keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also follow me on my Instagram page. It's just at Jadevanessa Moseley, so go ahead and click follow over there and just see what I get to on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, enough rambling, let's get into this tutorial. Right, so dipping into the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette, I'm going to go in with this pinky lilac-y shade, the shade Shy, and it's going to be going in my crease, above the crease and on the outer corner as well. This is just going to be our transition for today. If you can hear any music in the background, it's just my Alexa. Just fancied playing some music today to lift my spirits, so yeah, just ignore that. And then next I'm going to be going in with this shade. It's just a very light brown, and again this is going to go on the outer corner of our lid and also running through the crease as well, just to add a bit of definition. Then I'm going to go in with a shade darker than the shade we just used, and again this is just going to go over the top of that, and this is just going to try and start deepening things a little bit more further. I'm then going to take a clean brush and literally blend out the edges so all them shades blend in nicely together. I then realised it wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be, so I went in with this like mud brown shade and I just ran this through my outer corner and a little tiny bit through the crease, and yeah, I just realised like that was enough dark and depth for me. And then I just blended it out and then picked up the lightest shade out of the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette and
applied this to the inner half of my lid. This just brightens up the inner corner so it doesn't look too dark on the inner corner, and it also opens up the eyes as well. And then I'm going to go in with the Kat Von D tattoo liner and just create a really nice elongated wing. And what I've liked doing recently is taking a bit of concealer on a flat concealer brush and going along the edge of my wing liner. It just cleans it up if you've made any like mistakes, but it also makes it look a lot more sharper and a lot more neater. And then once I've done that, I just take like a flat concealer brush and just start buffing that into the skin and blending it out. And as you can see, it makes it look really, really nice and sharp. And yeah, you don't always have to do this, but sometimes when I want a really crisp line, when I do like a full glam look, this always pulls the eyes together, I think. I'm then just going to be applying a bit of mascara from number 7 just to coat them just before we apply some lashes. I do apply the lashes off camera just because I can never apply them on camera for some reason. So in today's video I'll be going in with the Revlon natural lashes, and yeah, I absolutely love these ones. Then for primer today, I'm going to go in with Pore Professional by Benefit Cosmetics. I haven't used this primer for such a long time and I actually forgot how good it was. So this is just going to go in my normal areas, which is my T-zone and everything like that, because that's where I mostly get oily throughout the day. And then another product I haven't used for a very long time is the NYX Total Coverage Control Foundation Drops. I think that's how you pronounce it. Well, I think that's what it's called, I have no idea. But yeah, I use the dark shade first and then I go in with a bit of a light shade. I always mix 2 shades together now just because I didn't actually have the correct foundation, but then having these 2 different shades, it does really suit my skin tone really, really nicely. And once again, I forgot how nice this foundation was, so I just blend it out first with a foundation brush from Real Techniques, and then I go in with a damp beauty blender over the top just to bounce it into my skin to make it look a lot more seamless and flawless on the skin. Then I'm just going to take some MAC concealer in the darker shade that I've got to match this foundation and just spot correct. This, I always do this now when I do my foundation. It just covers up any scars and any like blemishes that I have on my skin, and then I just blend that out really, really lightly with a light hand. I blend this out because you don't want the concealer like to completely blend out so it doesn't cover them up. And make sure your beauty blender is damp for this, just so it takes off any extra product, because you don't want this too cakey. You still do want to use a really, really light hand on this. Then taking the same concealer from Marc Makeup Out the Avon, I'm going to go in with a light shade and then still use that darker shade just a little bit to match my skin tone. So the light shade I use to highlight, and then the darker shade, what you can see now, that's just to match my foundation a little bit more, but also to hide any dark circles that I have. And then I just again blend that out with a damp beauty blender. Then I'm going to go in with the Mercier translucent powder. I haven't used this for such a long time because it used to make me like kind of white, but I thought I'd give it another go. What I like to do first is let the concealer underneath my eyes just sit there for a little bit, because it does add a little bit more coverage. So I always like to set like my forehead, my chin and above my lip first. Also just because I always crease more on my forehead when I go in underneath my eyes first. So yeah, I just kind of like doing that. And then obviously, as you can see now, I just blend out my under eye concealer, and yeah, it just adds a little bit more of coverage underneath there. And then again, I'm just literally going to set my under eye. I only bake like a little bit with this powder just because it does sometimes leave me a little bit white, so I don't bake that much with it. And then taking the excess of the powder that's in the top of the lid, I'm just literally going to apply that to the rest of my face using a big fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics. I love setting my face recently with the translucent powder. I feel like it feels like a lot less cakey, and it just feels like a lot more lighter on my skin. Then what I'm going to do is go in with the one of the shades that I use on my eyelids, I don't know what I was going to say then, and literally apply this underneath my lower lash line. I always do this just because I just think it adds a lot more definition to the eye, and it does open the eye up a lot more. And obviously I have a few little lines underneath my eyes, so it does kind of hide them as well. So yeah, there's a little bit of a trick for you. And then I'm just going to go in with the darker mud shade and use this on the outer half of the bottom lash line as well. Then going in with the Revolution Pro Contour Palette, I'm going to go in with the light shade first just to bronze up my face, and then afterwards I'm going to go in with the dark shade just to slightly contour. If you do have this palette and you're struggling with blending it, honestly, trust me when I say you don't need a lot on your brush at all, because these shades are really extremely pigmented. When I first had it, I did struggle, but once you get used to it, you know how much you need to put on your brush. So yeah, just be careful if you have this palette and you don't need a lot at all. A little goes a long way in this palette. Then I'm going to use the Lush Blush shade. This is my favourite one out of the palette, and this is just going to go on the apples of my cheeks, across my nose because I like that sun-kissed look, and a little bit on my forehead as well. Then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Ofra highlighter in all of the lights and literally just mix the shades together. Again, I haven't used this highlighter for a very long time, and honestly I don't know why, because it has got to be my all-time favourite highlighter palette, because I don't think I need to say a lot, but it's just so pigmented and just leaves a really nice glowy look on your face. I'm also going to apply this to my brow bone and my inner corner as well. Then I'm going to set my brows in place with the clear brow gel from Benefit Cosmetics. I absolutely love this one. It sets my brows in place really good, but it also leaves them looking nice, fluffy and natural. And then going to set my face in place using the All Nighter Setting Mist from Urban Decay, and then I'm just going to grab something just to pat it dry, and then also dab the rest of it in to my face with a damp beauty blender. And then for lips today, I'm going to be using a lip liner from Amazon, and yeah, I'm just going to be lining my lips like I always do. And then for lipstick today, I'm going to be using two different ones. So the first one is from Bakerie, and this one is in Love Palace. It was a little bit too orangey for me, so I went over the top with a nudie lip gloss from Karl Lagerfeld, and yeah, it just pulled it all in together, and I absolutely love this lip combo.
So guys, this is the end result. I really hope you enjoyed watching this makeup look. As I said, I definitely enjoyed creating this look and I just love the way it turned out, and I just loved applying makeup on my face because it's been a very long time. But this is the end of the video. As I said in the beginning, please listen to the government and the rules. It's the only way it's going to get better, and it's the only way our lives are going to get better faster as well. So please stay safe, please stay healthy, and yeah, look after yourselves. But until next time, I'll see you in my next video. I love you all guys so much, and yeah, bye.